Music now?
Yes, Dr. Cushing. Hi, y'all. Welcome to Governor Rick Olson's Honorary District Conference Celebration.
Yay!
Music by District Governor nominee Jerry Kusanovic, otherwise known as Dr. Cushy. This event is hosted by Texas District Governor Bill Grimes.
Cushy.
It's
Trouble.
You just had an official name change.
I think we are joined by several past district governors. Past District Governor Richard Olson, past District Governor Judy, past District Governor Hal Kitty. Who else do we have online, Bill, that's a past district governor? Can you see them all?
I could go on down the line. I saw John Bushnell there. I think you mentioned Judy Beard Strubing. Dick Olson. Good to have you with us, Dick.
Thank you.
Tim Mobley.
Ah,
And Chuck
welcome
Root.
past District Governor Tim Mobley.
Chuck Root is there, here.
Yeah.
Welcome past District Governor Chuck.
Thank you.
Tim Bewley.
Welcome past District Governor Tim.
There's 102 folks with us this evening.
And past District Governor Hal Darcy is with us.
Welcome past District Governor Hal Darcy. Thank you for joining us.
Past District Governor Dave Reese is here.
Hey,
Past
Dave Reese.
District Governor David Reese. Welcome.
Hey.
I'm here with Lexi Crawford. We just got through playing golf.
Oh boy. Momentarily, we are going to be joined by you-know-who, Governor Rick Olson.
Walt's floor is
Get
on.
ready.
Cindy, it looks like Walt's on.
Welcome, past District Governor Walt Floor. I hope
And
Harry is with you too.
Oh, I think I see Governor Rick.
Governor
Hello,
Rick,
Governor
where
Rick.
are you? Speak up, Rick.
He's on screen 5 of 5. Speak up, Rick. Unmute yourself.
I'm trying to. There we are. I am unmuted.
How y'all doing, Rick?
We're doing good.
Dr.
Oh my gosh,
Cushy,
look
let's
at this
get
group.
some music going.
You're hilarious. And what is everybody doing?
Happy
We're
hour.
at
Thank
district
you.
You didn't get
celebration.
the agenda?
I didn't
It was
get the
a full
agenda.
page agenda. What's wrong?
I don't know. Who knows?
Governor,
We're here.
you're on point. You're supposed to give a 30-minute speech.
Would have been tonight, wouldn't it? All those great things.
We're here to celebrate you.
Well, what a great thing. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Well, my goodness gracious. Look at everybody that's on here. 100
People for a good meal.
Well, my goodness gracious. Oh,
Oh, boy.
I
Oh,
my daughter brought balloons.
There's balloons.
wish Lee could afford a hat.
Oh my gosh.
We will
Lexi
bring
and
one by.
Dave, where's the puppy, Dave? Oh, how cool.
Mama's home with Mama.
Gotta see who all's here.
Enjoy it, boss.
The list is long.
Yeah, the list is long.
This rocks.
It is pretty cool.
102.
There we are. We can conduct the business meeting and get it all over with.
I vote yay.
Yay. Well, how
I vote
exciting.
yes.
So
Well,
You're not supposed to be in your kitchen tonight. You're supposed to be at the hotel.
Well,
Right,
there,
we're all
we
at
were
the
talking
hotel.
about that earlier this morning, that today would have been the day that Cindy would have been up there and given her big coming in speech.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's right.
So are you ready, Cindy?
I am ready. So Bill, at this time, let's mute everybody. And I'd like to say a few words in honor of Governor Rick Olson.
Hold on, Cindy, I gotta unmute you. I gotta find you on the list here. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unmute everybody, but I'm gonna ask you all to mute yourselves. I think that's the easiest way to do this.
Yeah, agree.
Fire away, Cindy.
All right, I'm hearing some background music. I think it might be better if you unmute everybody and I just hold down my space bar.
Okay.
Oh, Daddy-o.
Hi there.
Welcome everyone. I'm so glad you could be here to honor District Governor Rick Olson on May 2nd, 2020, the day that was to be his district celebration in Eugene, Oregon. We're so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, I think you will all agree with me that it has been an honor to serve with District Governor Rick Olson, because Rick has led our district with his heart. He has led from the heart when he shared his own personal passion for the prevention of child abuse. He has led from his heart when he asked every club to ask every member what their passion was in life and in Rotary. And was Rotary meeting their passion? And if not, why not? And what must change? He has led from his heart when he asked Rotarians to save a life through donations to the Rotary Foundation. He has led from his heart as he treated everyone with fairness, spoke ill of no one, but was resolute in asking all of us to meet our Rotary goals for the year. He also led from his heart last month when I saw him on a DG line call, pound the table and say, we must absolutely do something now for our district. We will write a disaster relief grant to help our communities. And in fact, we received that grant. He has led from his heart when he asked us to consider what our Rotary clubs will be like in 5 years. How will we change in these times? What legacy will we leave our children, the children that will be born tomorrow? For me personally, Rick, as your district governor-elect, it has been an honor to serve with you. You have been my mentor. You have been a team player with me. We have planned together and you have been my friend. Thank you, Rick, for your leadership that came from your heart in service to the Rotary clubs of District 5110. And now, everyone, let's raise a glass to District Governor Rick Olson. Please join me in a toast.
Hear, hear.
Toast to you, Rick.
Hear, hear.
Thank you.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Here, here.
So now,
Thank you for all those kind words, but it's been a team. It has been one of the most incredible journeys with one of the most incredible teams, you know, from those that set it in pace, you know, years ago that we got together every week. It's been an incredible journey. I'm sorry we're not all together to where we could give each other hugs, but from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you for everything you did this year. It's been the best experience of my whole life. So thank you all very much.
Hear, hear.
Here,
you're welcome, Rick. I think that it would be very appropriate for past District Governor Dick Olson to now give his toast to his son, Governor Rick.
Hi, Rick. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Daddy-O.
Hello. Very good. I want this opportunity with, I think there's over 100 of the members of the district that have tuned in here. But I wanted to say that your presentations at the visitations had to be the most thought-provoking, beneficial, and effective presentations that I have had the privilege in my history to hear. It was just fascinating to see the response and the things that you provoked from the membership. And here is a January, you were through your visitations, thankfully, before this virus hit everything. But I know that your leadership and what you've done and the gathering of the group to do everything remote has been a real challenge, and it's been successful. And I think it's helped driven the club and the district even further. We're really proud of you, Rick. Great job, Rotary, and a great job in your profession. Here's to you. God bless you.
Thank you, Daddy-O.
Hooray, hooray.
I think it would be wonderful if Director-elect Vicki Pulitz could now give a toast to Governor Rick.
Hello, Rick. Hello, Barbara. How are you? We said we'd be at your conference, so this is the best we could do. It's so awesome to see you and all the fabulous Rotarians in your district. So I know during this year, Rick, that you were asking Rotarians to find their heart in Rotary. You wanted them to connect to their personal passion in life and then to understand, and you challenged them to find how Rotary was going to help them achieve that passion. You took start with the why, starting with our most important purposes, to re-engage, to engage, and to inspire Rotarians and Rotaractors. Tim and I remember visiting with you and Barbara on the tall ships. Do you remember that? That was great last year at the conference. And then again in Denver. You were so excited and so enthusiastic to serve, and you continue to be so through today. I can see that right now. So the journey may not have been exactly what you planned, but you're leading with great care. You're supporting and empowering Rotarians and Rotaractors in District 5110 to serve, and remembering the most vulnerable, like the homeless, even more so now than you have before. You are leading with flexibility, with accessibility, with optimism, and with love. So Wingspan, here's a toast to you. Thank you for your leadership and for your heart for service.
Thank you.
Did you want to say something, Tim? Come say hello. Oh, Tim said he already said hello.
All right. Hello, Tim.
Bill, I have a toast from a member who couldn't be here. Her mother passed away just recently, so I'd like to read that if that's okay.
Of course.
Rick, this toast is from Jane Scheidecker from your club. She says, and I quote, "Rick, you are the embodiment of Rotary, service above self. Your governor's talk to our Eugene Rotary Club was the most inspirational, heartwarming, and uplifting speech I have ever experienced. You gave more meaning to my $1,000 a year commitment to the Rotary Foundation by connecting it to saving lives. In addition to all that, you are a warm and delightful human being. Here's to you, my favorite Oregon District Governor ever, Jane."
Wonderful. I don't know. There are no words to explain all of this. I am just honored. That's all I can say. I'm honored. I'm humbled that all of you are willing to do this. Yeah. Barb says I'm almost speechless.
It's so well deserved.
That'll never happen.
Cindy, you're muted.
Bill, can you unmute Spike? He would like to give a toast to Governor
You
Rick.
bet. Whoops. Let me find him on here. Spike, you were at the
Governor
top.
Rick,
There you go.
from Central Oregon, we salute you. The many times that you came over the hill to visit our clubs in Central Oregon, and the patience that you displayed with that. Even though you were coming back to Barbara's home country and in Sisters area and so forth, we just appreciate all you do and the leadership that you have shown. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Spike. You've got great clubs over there, and they definitely are showing us where we can be. I'm reading I'm reading the comments as they're coming in too, and I appreciate all of the chats that are coming through.
Cindy, we have several with hands raised that would like to make comments, and I would too, Rick. But let's, should we start with, in just the order that I see them raised here, Cindy? Yeah? Okay, how about B. Hatler? Can you unmute yourself? And
my husband would love me to mute myself most of the time. Rick, you know, President-elect for Sun River and La Pine, and meeting you at Pat's was an honor. Spike Biggers and I go back from 1998 maybe, you know, and I became president of the Redmond Club in Oregon. And I just want to thank you, Rick. You're outstanding, and your leadership is beyond the four-way test. Thank you.
Thank you.
how about Jerry Harris? Can you unmute yourself, Jerry, and say a word?
Hi, Rick. This is actually Victoria and Jerry.
I see you.
And I just want to say thank you for all you've done for our club, for our district. I'm not nearly as eloquently spoken as Jane Scheidecker, but I'd like to take her sentiments and blow them up 10 times. On a personal level, you are so inspirational. You do embody Rotary, and you remind me every single time I'm around you how much it's worth to put in all of the effort. So thank you.
Thank you. And Jerry.
He made us a cocktail.
There you go.
So we're going to call on Adrian Simmons, but while I'm doing that, let me just mention that the rest of you that would like to maybe not say a word but want to type a word, if you open up the chat box at the bottom of your screen, there's some wonderful comments coming in right now about Rick. So Adrian, would you like to share a word?
Yes, thank you. I am so thankful for everything you've done for RILA, starting with coming down to RILA, and it was very clear this wasn't a perfunctory visit, that you really had your heart for the young people in our district, and that meant so much to me. And then to follow that up, that you drove all the way to Roseburg, you know, all the obligations you already have that you have to do, you still came to our board meeting for RILA. And what really impressed me was what a great job you did of including our Rotaract member and younger members to make sure their voices were heard. So thank you so much for that leadership, and I wish you the best.
Oh, thank you very much.
I see Richard's iPhone. Now, we've probably got about 24 Richards in the district. I'm not sure which Richard that is. That might be Dick Sr., is it?
I've already had a chance to speak. Thank you.
Okay, very good. How about, oh, I see Jerry Kasanovic here next up in the queue.
Hey, thanks, thanks, Bill. And thank you, Cindy, for hosting. This is just a wonderful occasion, and I'm glad to surprise Rick with this. And Governor Rick, I just want to say there may be never another time in our collective history that will challenge our service organization like the one that is occurring at this time with this COVID-19 pandemic. Yet having you at the wheel at this moment, unflinchingly steering the district in a positive direction, underscores the simple fact that true leaders rise to the challenge that is placed before them to reach a higher goal for the common good. Your steadfast resolve to calmly lead by example will forever cement your legacy as an outstanding leader and a mindful Rotarian with uncommon common sense. It's been my honor, and it still is my honor, to serve with you. Thank you. Toast.
We look forward to your leadership as well, and it's been a great team. COVID-19 we would not have done what we've done without the whole team at the table. It's been a team effort, you know. And you look good. I like the part. I'm liking the beard you're growing out there too. You know, even though you're a duck, I'm going to give in and say that's pretty cool.
Well, I got to tell you, when Cindy said cowboy hats, I got one cowboy hat. It's a purple cowboy hat that was owned by Don Jackson, principal of South
wow,
Virginia,
yeah.
when I served with him. Yeah, great guy, and I'm sure you know him. Yeah. So this is his hat, and he wore this to every South Eugene High School graduation in the Holt Center.
There you go.
Good guy. So yeah, this is the only cowboy I get. Oh, and I got a vest too.
But you do it well.
Yeah, thanks. All right, next up, Bill.
Paul Nicholson, your hand's up.
So, Rick, no district governor has ever had to deal with the sort of challenges that you've had to face. And through it all, you've exemplified the calm of leadership while retaining your passion and your fire. I'm so glad that we've had your thoughtful, steady hand on our Rotary wheel. As Shakespeare said in Twelfth Night, and I had to bring that in, of course, thanks and thanks and ever thanks.
Thank you, Paul. It's been a pleasure to be with you.
My pleasure too.
And now, without further ado, PDG John Bushnell.
Well, Rick, you know, I felt a little responsible for bringing you into the fold.
Yep.
Because as district governor, you were my invitee to the institute, which is usually where someone puts a hand on your shoulder and says, you should think about serving. I know your dad had probably done that as well. But as time progressed and I served, and I saw the two people that served before me and the two people that served after me, I realized really anybody could do it. And that our district is so great that you'd have to try really hard as a governor to screw it up. Now, so as a result, my primary concern as your vice governor, and for those of you who may not know, I serve as vice governor for Rick, and should he be unable to serve, then I would step in to serve in his stead. So my main focus has really been your health through this whole thing. Up until the COVID-19 thing happened. And I've got to say that, I mean, you were doing the job that I think all of us feel that we've done. We've put our all into it. We've given it everything we had, and it's been a great year, and it was all going great. And then the COVID-19 thing happened. And there are times that crises happen, and a leader like Churchill will step up. And I've got to say that I've been watching you very closely for the last month or two months, and you have gone from being a predictably good leader to being a great leader. And I think that what Jerry said, I would echo that you have been absolutely the right person for these times, and you've done an amazing job. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, John. Cheers. Safe travels coming home.
I drove 9 hours today to get
Where are
to
you
a place
at
where I
now?
could.
Where are you at now?
I'm in a valley about 30 miles north of Reno, in the middle of nowhere.
Gotcha. Well, drive safely.
Speaking of driving safely, Lexi Crawford, are you behind the wheel or is your dad? I see your hand raised here.
I may need your power here.
Well, we managed to make it home. We just drove all the way back from Corvallis. We're in the house. And so now we can safely raise a glass. And if it's my turn, I'll take this opportunity to say to Governor Rick that we've had many conversations about what leadership means and what it means to bring an organization along in a fashion that is not only collectively inclusive, but one in which we can expand our boundaries. And Rick, I really commend you. I think that you've adapted to a situation that none of us ever would have expected. And today we celebrate the success of what leadership really means. And I echo what many before have said, Jerry, James, John, especially in how you've adapted to this situation. There is no better way to go out than to know that your dad, and I really sincerely believe this, can make the compliment that he did of your leadership. You should be so proud, and we are very proud of you. So here's the Rick.
All right. Go
Here, here.
Bees.
Lexi, you want to say something?
Rick, it's been awesome working with you this last year, and I'm so happy to know you. Thank you for all that you've done for our district. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you, Lexi. You're the face of our future.
And Nancy says the puppy's happy that she's on camera with you too from time to time. So
Yeah.
there you go.
R.S. Palmer, your hand is raised.
Yes. I came to bury Rick, not praise him. He's done a great job. He's also been the best district governor that I've had in the 36 years that I've been in Rotary. His dad was number 2. It's a great pleasure that he has been such a great leader. And I don't know if you remember, but I think back when you were running for president of Eugene Rotary, I ran against you and you won. So thank you very much. I didn't have to do that. You're a great leader. All the comments that you've heard are true, but it proves how boring district governor speeches are, except for the speech that you gave this year. And thank you very much. Praises be, enjoy you. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. There have been good district governor speeches, and some of them are on this call, so.
Haven't heard those.
We'll bring them back under the virtual and you can re-listen.
Just tell me when they're going to be there so I can have other plans.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
Bruce Mackey, your hand is raised.
Unmute myself. Well, I'd like to thank not just District Governor Rick, but the extended Olson family for demonstrating what commitment to Rotary can look like. I'm the first member of my family to join a service club, and thank goodness it was Rotary that my sponsor, Nancy Bigley, guided me into. But I'd like to just thank generations of Olsons for illustrating what commitment to Rotary can mean from a family. That's it.
Thank you, Bruce. Cheers. Here's to you and your club who has done a great job this year.
Thank you.
I'm seeing Teresa, and I'm thinking that's maybe Teresa Hewitt. Your hand is raised.
Yeah, it's Mike and Teresa. We're both here.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, how you doing, Rick?
Good.
Hey, Rick, you know, from my past experience, I've really enjoyed our friendship as it's grown over the years. But you know, there was a past president of Rotary International, and he stated that there was the uncommon man. And I find you to be not only the uncommon man, but the exceptionally uncommon man. And I appreciate that. And I'm going to go a step farther here to let you and the rest of the district know that through the South Coast, that grant that you got to help a community has been passed on to the community of Port Orford. We've gone from 47 people to 50 people averaging needing assistance to over 200. And that $2,500 is now being matched at least 1-to-1, if not 2 or 3-to-1 by our community of $2,500. Teresa and I donated $500. Another of our members has already donated $600. And that is just spearheading. And I found out about that because we have a district grant that we're doing to put a refrigeration unit, a walk-in refrigerator in that. And I was in Beaverton, and I had the Rotary Club of Beaverton help me disassemble that cooler unit. And then I brought it back this week to Port Orford, and we're now making plans to finalize and install that for our district grant. So I, from Port Orford and all the Port Orford Rotarians, appreciate that support both from you and the district as we go forward in these very, very troubled times. So thank you very much, Rick.
Oh, thank you, Mike, and thank you for making the magic work so that the money expanded out. These are the times people need our help, so thank you very much.
And District Governor Rick, this is Dave Bassett, and I want to add to that the check came in the mail today, and the big event is this coming Wednesday for helping the hungry, the homebound, and the homeless. And as Mike already shared, we've got matching funds going on, matching efforts going on. So you're the right man with the right message in the right place, and I thank you very much.
Thank you, David. You guys do great work down there in the South Coast.
And that's a good segue into our next hand raise that I see here, and that's Coos Bay North Bend President Eva Shimo Takahara. Eva, your hand is raised.
Okay. So yeah, I was going to say thank you, Rick. It's been one incredible year. I mean, I don't have a cowboy hat, so you know, I got my hat. I didn't even know we were supposed to wear cowboy hats. But yeah, you know, nobody's had such a hard year as you to lead, and you have led so well, and you've been so supportive of me because it's been difficult here too. And Stephen, as you know, lives next door in the garage apartment because he's a surgeon and still working in ICU. And so right now he's ordered some dinner from a restaurant, and we're gonna go out with my exchange student, Diego, and sit apart from him 12 feet and eat together. But, you know, and as you know, Diego's leaving on Wednesday. I'm driving him to Seattle to get his flight back to Spain on Thursday. So it's been an interesting time to be stuck in a house with an exchange student from another country for 6 weeks. It's you know, and you've been so supportive. I'm so thankful for your leadership. Thank you. That's it.
You're welcome. Give Diego a hug for me. Tell him I'm sorry I'm not there to be able to say.
I can hug him, but he is a boy and he's 16, so I'm a little.
Yeah, that's all right. Give him
he and I are together.
A pound on the knuckle.
Yeah, well, we live in the same house. Stephen lives next door, so yeah.
Give my best to Steve.
Thanks.
So I see a hand raised here by none other than PDG, the Love Gov, Judy Beard-Strubing.
There we go. Rick, welcome to the club of past district governors that is never at a loss for words. You will find that most of us will always have something to say. Hi, Barb. But I have to say, I've thought over the last several weeks how glad I am that this did not happen during the year that I was governor. And I am so thankful that you were in the leadership position because you have done a remarkable job. And I'm very proud of you. I know your dad is proud of you. I am so glad it was you and not me. But with everything that everyone has said, it's all true. And I can't repeat it. I can't say more than that. It's all true. This has been a remarkable year that none of us had anticipated. I know it certainly wasn't in your district governor training. But I do know that there are some things that we all as district governors, incoming perhaps, need to think about when the sky is falling. And what do you do in the worst situations? And I think that you have done that, Rick. And I'm very proud of you. If I might add another comment, remember, past district governors are never at a loss for words.
Obviously.
Who said obviously?
Glenn.
That must have been Hal.
Glenn.
I'm looking at this 103 participants and realizing there's a whole lot of people on here that I really don't know. And that's my fault. That's my fault that I haven't been more involved in the last few years. And it tells me, and I hope will convey to all the past district governors, that when our year is ended, we are not done. And I know, Rick, in your situation, you will take that to heart because your heart is in Rotary and your year is not done. But thank you for everything you've done. And here's to you, my dear friend. And I'm glad you switched from the water to whatever it is you're drinking.
Non-alcoholic beer.
All righty, whatever it is.
But I've got my Cottage Grove, the Village uncorked glass.
Okay.
Thank you, Judy, very much.
All righty.
Leanne Mobley, your hand is raised. Thank you, Judy.
Oh, I'm working on it. There we go. This is Tim and Leanne here. So, Rick, you know, everybody's said all these glowing things about you, but you know, you're just about to be a PDG, as Judy said, which is just another one in the herd. You know, Rick, as we're planning for our Gets and Nats in November, we'll see if we meet face to face or not. We will be planning a session on what to do in crisis that we haven't done in the past. But also one of the main themes that will run through this year that we've talked about a little bit in the past, and that is personal brand. And the key to personal brand is being authentic and having a high degree of integrity, keeping the Rotary promise. And you've demonstrated that this year in spades. So thank you. We really appreciate it.
Thank you too for everything you did and the mentors you are. Thank you both. I like your hat, Leanne.
Thank you. This was supposed to be my conference hat.
There, I know. I was ready to wear another one of those. So thank you both.
You bet. We love you.
Love you back.
Sharon Graham, your hand is raised.
Yeah, actually, that's Glenn. Sharon's my wife. And my wife lets me borrow her computer because it works better than mine. You know, I've had, Rick, I've had the opportunity to work with lots of different leaders in my life, and I've tried to take away something of what they've done that has made me a better person. And I appreciate the leadership, I appreciate the vision you brought, but I'll remember you for being courageous. For in the face of a whole lot of stuff coming down, doing the right thing for the right reasons, regardless of convention and regardless of what a custom. So thank you for being courageous. I'll take that with me.
Thank you very much.
Your help.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Thank you.
There's always something special in the relationship between a father and his daughter. Dr. Jennifer Schumann, do you have a word to share?
All right. Yes, I do. All right, I'll come to the door since we're social distancing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Jen. I can even see you. Now you're froze up. All right. She's coming in so she can hook up again.
All right, so I grew up Rotary, and I didn't know how special that was. And it's been really interesting this whole year to go through with you. You and Mom embody the four-way test and being so true to yourself and doing service above self. And I didn't know how much of a gift that was to grow up with that being normal. So it's been an amazing experience to do this with you. And I wanted to share a story from my neighbor, actually. So he was reminding me of this the other night when I bought this fountain that I had been guaranteed was plastic and like 100 pounds, but it was more like 700. And it was in my car, and you showed up, and the neighbor was there, and I was there, and it took 6 people to load it in the car, but there were only 3 of us. And we all sat there looking, and he said, you know I liked your dad when he looked at it and said, well, it's not gonna move itself. So we moved it, and it's never moving again. And he never wants to see a fountain and you in the same room, ever. So
It's all right. He'll make a good Rotarian.
he will be. But I wanted to tell you, you're my inspiration, you're my hero, and I'm so glad you're in my life.
I love you, babes.
Mwah.
Mwah.
And therein is our next generation of district governors.
You have to give her time.
Yeah, well, I know, but love you, Jen.
There you go.
Bessie, and your hand is up.
So Rick, this would have been a great district conference. I think that I was planning to be packing up a silent auction tonight right about this time, but I did very much love the weekly and bi-weekly meetings that we had with the whole district conference planning team, and Pete Grivsko had a great lineup, and the collaboration of people from around the district that were bringing speakers in. I don't think that this energy and planning goes nowhere, but it's just saved up somewhere that will come out again in the future. But I thoroughly enjoyed our bi-week or bi-monthly Monday meetings at lunch just to plan this event, and the ideas and things that came out of that, and your vision, the TED style talks, the 6 areas of focus, youth oriented. It was a fabulous lineup, and I think you put all of that energy into something like that, and then it gets canceled. But I guess my perspective is you put all that energy into something like that, and it's not going to go nowhere. It's just on hold right now. So great attitude. It was wonderful friendships and laughter and ideas shared, and I can't wait to see what happens to your vision moving forward in the future.
Oh, thank you, Beth. It was a pleasure to work with everybody. Just today, I was looking at the 2,000 hearts that everybody filled out of their passions. And so we will find a way to pictorially represent that, because as you looked at each one of those are still the passions of people. And, and they will help inspire us as we move forward. But thank you for everything you did.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beth. I don't see anybody else with their hand raised, but I know there's some PDGs that haven't spoken, and that's kind of unusual to have a PDG give an airtime opportunity and not speak. I'm thinking about you,
I can talk.
Al.
I can talk more. I can talk more if you want.
How about Hal Kivy?
Bill, actually, I sent Rick a message, so I figured I
Okay.
didn't need to speak because Judy used up all the PDG time for the rest of us.
Oh, come on, Hal. Dad wants to hear you say some good words.
Well, you know,
Thank you.
I was really honored to be your dad's youth exchange chair in his years as governor, and I thought that was a great year. I thoroughly enjoyed that year and working for your dad. I thoroughly enjoyed this year, but I do think, as I said in my message, this is probably the most memorable district conference that we've ever had in our district. We won't forget it. So anyway, thank you for a great year, Rick, and for all that you do for Rotary.
Oh, thank you, Hal. You don't have your headphones on.
No, actually, we're never mind what we're doing.
Yeah. Excellent.
Well,
I turned the video off.
Good.
Well, almost PDG, Rick. I got to say it's a blessing to you and everybody that my camera is having issues with gremlins tonight. But I got to tell you, I know you and I and everybody with us tonight would much rather have been at the Hotel Eugene celebrating the year at your district conference. Seeing all these folks here tonight, though, and hearing all these wonderful songs of praise for you is almost second best, but not quite. You know, every district governor thinks their DG speech was just about the best ever, and I got to say though, from what I've heard tonight, I got to agree completely. Yours has been truly exceptional. I want to thank you for reminding me and everyone else about the heart of Rotary, and that Rotary offers so many ways for every single one of us to give back. There is no single path to success through Rotary, and you've really illustrated that for us. I was thinking about what could I say that would be particularly unique as I reflected on your year. And what came to me is that the good Lord puts each one of us where we need to be at just the right time. And I got to echo what Judy Beard-Strubing said. You are the perfect person to be leading our district right now as we struggle through this this whole COVID crisis, these past few days and weeks, and you're not over the hump yet. It's a ways to go to June 30th. I just only wish everybody in the district had a clue, could see as the leadership team does, how hard you have worked to help our clubs be successful and help our communities get this money. That will help them kind of ease the pains of all this disaster that we're dealing with right now. You walk the talk. You are truly Rotary exemplified. So here's my big thanks to you and a big sharp salute to your leadership. I just really respect you, Rick. You've done a great job this year. Hear, hear.
Hear, hear, Bill. And I am honored to have you as a very good friend. I think for everybody, for those of you that don't know, next week is the week that we're doing hashtag Rotary Responds. And we've taken a list of everything that every Rotary club's got out there. And Judy Corwin's going to do a public service announcement that's going to go out. And we're going to talk about how Rotary has responded in 67 communities. And I think it's just going to be an incredible thing to watch as it evolves all week. And the other thing is, I don't know, I don't see Jim Lucier on here, but Jim's working with Cindy and I, and we are trying to get another $120,000 grant for medical supplies to help get telemedicine put in place so the average patient has a way through the portal to be able to talk to their health professionals. And so, you know, there's more yet to do, and Cindy's doing a great job of getting the clubs to say what all they're doing, but it was incredible how maybe Cindy has some sense, or you do, Judy, but we have taken $25,000 and through the inspiration of all the clubs, we have exponentially moved that money to greater platforms. So thanks to everybody.
Well, thank you, Rick. I see Ray LaMarche has her hand raised. Ray, do you have some words for us?
I did. I forgot I had that up there. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the support that you've given all of us throughout this year. For me personally, it was with our efforts to get a group study exchange with Japan. And obviously it wasn't meant to be, because even if we'd gotten it, we could not have gone. So we learned a lot and are moving on. But just, your abilities to continue moving forward and looking forward, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you very much, Ray. A pleasure to work with all of you this year. All right, so would this be the time, Bill, that Cindy would say a few words, because it's not all about my year or anybody's year. It's about a team that has done great things this year, and it's been a team effort. And at some point in June, I'll move over and become Cindy has a new word, and I'll let her say what I'll be for her, but she'll start rowing, and I'll be right there with her, with Jerry and Amy and Bill and everybody else. But I think at some point, Cindy, you got some words about you.
Well, actually, I didn't prepare any words about me, because this was a celebration about you, Rick.
No, it's about us, but I'll throw it out there then that I do, Cindy. For those of you that don't know, we call each other sis and bro. And when we started our journey, we didn't know each other. And we were told at Gets and Nats that whoever follows you should be your best friend. And I will say that Cindy and Mike have become our best friends through this journey. And we talk every day, and the ideas and the enthusiasm, and she's made me a better person. And so, Cindy, I'll finish my thing out by saying, here's one to you, because you're going to be an incredible district governor.
Thank you, Governor Rick.
You're here. So with that, I'll just let everybody know that we have recorded this, and we're going to figure out a way to get it up on YouTube. And I know that several people that weren't able to attend tonight will probably want to look at this. So Cindy, do you have some closing words for us before we end the meeting?
Sure. I want to thank everybody who showed up to celebrate tonight. The night that would have been a big night in Eugene with Rick Olson's district celebration, for coming and taking an hour out of your lives. I'm sure all of you are Zooming all over the place, because you can, because you don't have to drive. So thank you very much for honoring Rick. He's been a great governor, as you've heard. It's been a pleasure to work with you, Rick, and the journey hasn't stopped, and that's right. I'm a fly fisherman, so is Rick. I'm going to be fly fishing next year, and Rick's going to be my bagger. So there's more to come, and we hope to support you and all your clubs to be really successful next year, despite what may come. Thank you all so very much for joining us tonight, and let's give a big hip hip hooray for Governor Rick Olson. If you could just raise your hand.
Hip hip hooray!
Hip
hooray!
Hip hip!
All right, thanks everybody.
I think it's a wrap.
Thank you. It's a wrap.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, Rick.
Awesome job, Rick.
Bye, thanks, Rick.
Awesome.
Goodbye, friends.
Nice call, Cindy.